after listening to all these speakers, I feel either I'm misfit or because I'm not from your field. I'm, I have, by chance, I have become a psychologist now. So my experiences, I'll try to share some of my experiences with community radios with whom we work in the mental health area. And also, I'll try to talk about, because my presentation, because lots of iteration is going on. ये बहुत बार मैं सोच चुका हूँ कि भाई how to go about this presentation. When we were making, my daughter, she made my presentation, and my grandson, he helped me. So when we were making this presentation, so my daughter said, I got a message from Professor Walia that you will get 10 minutes. So I don't know how to change it, what to take, what not to take, or what to talk, or all these things. But I'll try to finish it within 10 minutes. I don't want to define creativity because it has already been defined so many times. I wanted to take this example of Mozart. He was a very famous musician in Germany, but I'll skip it. I'll give another example of creativity. Next. This is creativity. You have to be like this. It's open your, you have to work very hard. Creativity is nothing but work. You have to work, again work. You have to change, again change, modify. It's a continuous work. It's like open your veins and bleed. It's hard work. It's not magic. Magic is different. Magic is instant. Genius, we say genius. Genius is an accident of birth. So creativity is nothing but work, work, work. That's all. You have to work. To create is to work. It is that easy and that hard. I have talked about it, genius. It's an accident of birth. We have inherent capabilities, such as the birds have got capability of flying. Similarly, we have capability. We are, I'll say, we are artos. Human beings are artos, the real-time operating system. They are so good system created by God. There is no flow. We create bugs into it. Otherwise, it's a flawless system. Next. We are the only people who stop us. Us is the people who stop saying we have so many reasons to say no. But it's very difficult to find a reason to say yes. It's not easy. I don't have time. I am not as special. Creativity is by ordinary people, and it's an ordinary work. But it's useful, it's innovative, it's something different. Next. So another important aspect on which you need 6 ingredients. You have one is next. Your synthetic skill, leaving aside conventional thinking, analytical skills, which to choose, and then you should have the capability to convince people that whatever you are doing is better. Next. You should have knowledge, a threshold knowledge, domain knowledge you should have, then you can do creative work. Thinking styles, new ways of thinking. It depends on thinking styles also. Next. Personality, willingness to overcome obstacles, willingness to take sensible risk. Haphazard risk, chalo karte hain. That doesn't work. Willingness to tolerate ambiguity and self-confusion. Confusion you have to. You will be surprised. Let me explain the process of making this presentation. For the last, when I talked to Dr. Walia, I gave her two subjects. One is about happiness and another one was psychology of happiness. So she said, whatever you want. So I started thinking, because it's a new field for me. So I started thinking how to make it, how to go about it, how many slides, or how the sequence will be. After 10 days, the process was going on in my brain. So incubation, you call it. So it was going on. And suddenly at 4:50, 3-4 days back, then I got up. Suddenly I got up, and then I started thinking, what should be the sequence of the things? And I noted it down on a piece of paper, got up at 4:30, and then wrote down the whole thing. And later on, with the help of my daughter and my grandson, we prepared this slide. It's not a hunch, or suddenly something came out. It's a work of 10 days. It's a thinking of 10 days. Then you can create something. Next, please. Motivation. Sometime if there is a weakness in some of the ingredients, such as you are highly motivated, but the environment is not there, even then you cope up with the environment, and then you can move forward. Next. Motivation about the work you love. If you love your work, then you can be creative. So you have to be motivated. Environment, you should have supportive environment, organizations, associations, people around you who can support you when you are building up something. So that is also required. Next. So it's a confluence of these so many things. So I'll next. Our foundation, I quickly go through how, I don't know whether we are creative or not, but the type of programs we are running. This is Kala Akar, art and craft initiative which we started, but it has to be useful to them. The people, the children we were working in Medanta Hospital, pediatric oncology department. So sometimes they were not able to make things. So we used to make semi-made things, and we used to take to them. And surprisingly, they came out with more type of craft. Next. That's another program where we find innovative ways in schools to teach them. So in one of the schools in Alwar, we asked, one of our volunteers, he asked, let's collect data. And after collecting data, we asked students to collect these things. And then we told them how it can be analyzed, brought together, this whole data can be consolidated, and how we can come to a conclusion or anything. Next. Care for elders. It's not for old age people. This program is not old age people. We used to ask students to sit with their family, maybe 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. They have to sit with the family, leave aside their gadgets, cell phones, and sit with them and talk about your day, talk about other things. And another innovative thing which we did, we asked them to pledge your time. So we asked them to fill up a pledge form and sign it. When you sign it, you feel more, yes, I have to do it. So we brought that aspect into this. Next. Happy Cap initiative. In case of cancer patients, they don't have hair, or sometimes they feel very sad about it. So we started, though the doctor used to say us that why don't you bring new scarf or new caps or for her. That's why when my wife was going through this. So we started making these caps, and we got a website in US, Head Huggers Group. They donated around 80,000 caps to different oncology centers. So we started this Project Udan is on mental health. And surprisingly, when we go to the grassroots, through this program, we are going to the grassroots, through community radios and the rural schools. We are going there, broadcasting live with the teachers, their problems, what type of problems they are facing, what type of, when they are dealing with the students, what type of problems. And we are getting villagers calls also. We say that they will not talk about their problems, but they are talking about their problems. They are calling us. And it's about 4.5 years now, and we have covered about 350 episodes on 3 radio stations, and it's a weekly programs. And after that, we started another program, Love You Zindagi. After these problems, also the life is beautiful. So let's live it. So we started that program, and we discontinued during COVID. But later on, now we'll start it again. But that's a beautiful program where we share experiences of people, that how we can be happy. Next. That's another library. Those who have lived in US, they can see it. These are libraries run by people only. We put them into communities or schools. बच्चे इसमें अपनी किताबें लाके, anybody who has already read the book, they can put their books here. Anybody can take it, read it, return it, don't return it. So there is no steal or there is no theft happened yet in these libraries. Next. There is another documentary which one of our trustee from Bombay, he created this documentary, and through this we create awareness about palliative care and caring. That's another initiative. Next. So these are the sources where I took. I got this book, How to Fly Your Horse. So after reading it, I realized, yeah, it's a beautiful book. And there's another theory, 6 ingredients. It came from that place. So, and another creativity, let me give another example instead of Mozart. Nowadays you are talking about Triple R. It's a film. I think students they may have seen it. And Nato Nato dance. I think it has got Oscar. It's a original song today itself, I think, if I'm not wrong. So you realize how much efforts has gone into choreographing this. This dance has happened in Ukraine before the war started. And it is in front of the palace of the president. You see it again, and you can, 120 dance troupe people, 200 people supporting it, and every step of the dance has got 30 versions. And frame-wise, they watched it and they made it. And it took 15 days, 12 hours working per day. And that's it, creative things which has come out. And I think as students, you may realize, it's not an easy, it's not an imagination, it's not a dream. If you want to be creative, work hard. So that has to be. And secondly, lastly, I remember one quote from a Chinese philosopher: knowing others is wisdom, and knowing yourself is enlightenment. So start knowing yourself, start loving yourself, you will be motivated. If you love yourself, you will be motivated, and you will be creative also. Thank you very much. Thank you.